over the place. We want to keep it a little restrained. You cited verse Surah 379. You said that would be a surah and an ayat that would say that the Quran forbids slavery. But we just heard the response of Christian Prince. What is your reply to that regarding Surah 379? How exactly does that forbid slavery?
Is it my turn?
Yes, I'm speaking to you.
First answer, how he asked question. First of all, he's very abusive. And if he continues these abusive insults, I am going to leave these things.
Well, we don't want you to leave, but you have been kind of abusive also.
I'm not cutting him. That's not the right way. If I invite you, I will treat you equally. I will give you words, and I will not cut you before that person. I will give you equal length. Here is gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
How a person who is fasting can be asked to free a slave. Here it is. The slaves of other people, they were Christians and Jews and pagans. Muslims had had agreements with them, peace agreements. They could not force them to free the slaves, but Muslims were buying slaves and buying their freedom. That's exactly this is it.
It's unique.
And here it is. Let me answer. I give you in this book, I have all the verse numbers. Here, I know that you will make noise and it will not go anywhere. But I ask the readers, go channel19.org website. Over there, this is a PDF free available. Go check it. I give you all the things. In fact, slavery came from Christianity, from Judaism. Stoning to death, borrowed from you, has nothing to do with Quran, or killing apostate, again for you. I have lists of verses from the Old and New Testament. And it is a shame that you are like Sunnis that you are criticizing. You are no different. When you have power, you will be like them, and you were in the past. The reason you don't do right now, you have a proxy killers for you. Proxy killers are the governments.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. But we do have a caller. Get to you, Edmund. As you can see, we're having a very lively dialogue. But Idib, he says he has all the answers in his book.
Let me answer, please.
Yes, go ahead, Christian Prince.
Listen, I want this guy, he claimed to speak Arabic, to read for us chapter 2, verse 178. To show everybody that you do not know Arabic, you have nothing to do with Arabic, and you can try your best to read it for us. And you will see the answer of all the claims you said. And by the way, you are saying we are the one attacked you. When the host gave you the microphone, you called us killers, you called us thieves, you called us corrupt, you called us criminals, you call us all kinds of names. And when we respond to you, you cry, and you are going to close the door and leave like a child. That is not an act of an adult. Be a man and stay there and answer me. And let Allah be with you. He will help you. In chapter 2, verse 178, it says, "All those who you believe." You can read your translation, by the way. Huh? Read your translation. Come with your fabrication.
Let me read the Arabic. Prove you
sure,
that
go ahead. Go ahead.
That you are making up all the time. Even right now in front of me, you made up a lie about me.
Go ahead.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم القصاص في القتلى الحر بالحر والعبد بالعبد والأنثى بالأنثى.
Stop. Listen, what al-abdu bil-abd wal-hurru bil-hurr mean?
The free with the free, the slave with the slave.
Thank you very much.
But it's not your slave. Listen
carefully. Okay, guys. One person at a time. We got to have one person at a time.
If a Muslim, he kill a free man, the free man will be killed. In the case of a slave, if a Muslim, he kill a slave, his slave will be killed. This is the madness of this religion. They got the law of Moses wrong. Eye for an eye. It doesn't work this way. So in this case here, it says if a free man kill a free man will be killed. But if a free man kill a slave, his slave will be killed. So how you say to us, Islam is against slavery, and Islam making a rule differentiate between a free and slave even in the case of murder. So if a free man kill a slave, a free man will not be killed for killing a slave. Instead, we will kill his slave, for it is eye for an eye. So you kill my slave, I kill your slave. And this is showing us how clear the lie you came with, saying that in Islam we are against slavery. Now, you know what? Everybody can go and read all translation of this verse by anyone they choose, and they will see how come you, Khalifa followers, you come with on your false fiction. And you are the one who said the word there is abd. And you are the one who translates saying slave for slave. Thank you very much. Now, listen carefully. Today we are talking the whole point.
Okay.
The whole point.
Okay.
The whole point.
Christian Prince, can I just interrupt you one quick second? We have to go to a break for one moment, and we can come back and we can get some answers, and we can ask some more questions to have some more dialogue. And in fact, we can ask Dave, who's been patiently sitting there quietly, his take on what's been going on so far. But we're going to take a break real quick, and we're going to come back. So don't change the channel. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Trinity Channel. C.L. Edwards, and we are back again. You're viewing the Trinity Channel. C.L. Edwards of CallingMuslims.org, and we have a very lively conversation going on today. We have several guests with us. Dave Agema. We have Edip Yüksel, a Muslim of Turkish descent. We have Christian Prince, and the show topic today is Ramadan. Thank you very much for calling in. Now, I think I know what Edip's answer is going to be, since he rejects the Sunnah and the Sunni position, but let's hear it directly from him. Edip, did you get to hear the caller's statement in question?
Yeah. First of all, the verse about, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
The verse about fasting, again, that distorted. It was a multicultural, multinational, democratically elected leader. Muhammad was in Medina, and Jews and Christians and pagans, like believers, they were free in their affairs. They were following their own system. Therefore, they had slaves, and therefore Muslims were supposed to go free the slaves. That is, and interestingly, you have verses over verses about promoting slavery in the Bible. And
but the question wasn't about the Bible. The question wasn't about the Bible. Thank you for your answer, though.
Fear of God, submit yourself to your masters, not only to those who are good and considerate, but also who are harsh.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. But let's hear from Dave Agema. He's been quiet for a long time. You've gotten to hear the dialogue. You've gotten to hear our Muslim guest who has been here. What say you to all of this that's been going on?
Well, the Bible says where there are many words, there is sin. And I heard a lot of that coming from the Muslim here from Turkey. But let's get to the heart of the matter. We're talking about Ramadan. So what is this time? This was the time Muhammad went from Mecca to Medina. It was the time Muhammad had his enlightenment in the cave. It was the time, the actual time that Muhammad thought about killing himself 3 times, but his wife said, don't do that because you're really hearing from God. And in the olden days, they were supposed to stop war between each other during Ramadan, but that didn't work very well because they kept fighting. So basically, that is a little bit of historical background.
Yes.
And what is going on now? June 14, 2016, in France, a 32-year-old Muslim stabs a girl because during Ramadan as basically a sacrifice, something he thinks he should do. Jihadists have left Syria for Europe to shed blood. A Somalian immigrant shot by a SWAT team in Texas at a Walmart. So far, 532 people killed during Ramadan. Turkish airport has just been bombed, and the Turks are buying oil from ISIS, which is funding the very thing that's bombing them. So the link between Ramadan and extreme violence in Islam has occurred in antiquity. And it just, when Muslims complain about violence, for example, to Muhammad, about fighting during Ramadan, Muhammad had a new revelation in 2:17, which states, it was those committing the attacks that were the true victims, because non-Muslims, by their sheer presence, were denying Muslims the ability to follow their religion. Now, how ridiculous is that? Others, for example, killing homosexuals was not a great sin because such temptation was a far greater sin. The Quran 3:110, Muslims must do right and forbid evil, and since we're not Muslims, we're evil, I guess it's okay to kill us. And what did the U.S. government just do? It warned citizens of increased attacks during Ramadan. Abu Muhammad al-Adani said, jihadists, get prepared. Be ready to make it a month of calamity everywhere for non-Muslims. So, we're an equivalent of a blood sacrifice during Ramadan for these radicals. And I'd like to say one more thing.
Yes.
That he's exactly wrong. Islam has been the biggest killing machine in the history of the world. They don't even have accurate numbers, total accurate numbers, but somewhere between 270 million and 560 million people have been killed by Islam. And what was their sin? They weren't believers in Islam, therefore they died. And as far as slave, that's a whole different issue. Then I'd have to ask them, what are these? What's the jiza? You can go into this. This man's way off base.